Tell me you want to make something of nothing without telling me you want to make something of nothing. Honestly, if this is the worst thing that man is doing, he's folding the towel incorrectly by your standards, you need to count your blessings. He is definitely not incompetent, and he is not purposely weaponizing incompetence. He probably just didn't want to waste his time folding a towel that's going to be used in 2 more minutes. And by the way, you could argue that's the correct way because there's more surface area and it dries out better. So are you incompetent, or are you just weaponizing your incompetence?
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person.
Tell me you have no sense of urgency without telling me you have no sense of urgency. Was she not in slow motion trying to retrieve that ball that she sent directly in his direction? To me, this just demonstrates the difference between women having to be aware at the gym versus men needing to be aware at the gym. Because how many times now do we see men be ultra careful about being criticized as a creep at the gym? Men are being so careful, they're keeping their eyes down, they're keeping their hoods up, they're keeping their hats on. They dare not say a word to any women. And even when a woman asks for help, he's questioning in his mind if that's a good thing for him to do. Whereas here's this woman that's just completely oblivious of the people around her. She's just doing her exercise and pushing her equipment away when she's done with it. It's just another double standard of how women can live their lives versus how men have to live theirs.
What could possibly be on that man's phone that is more interesting than hypnotizing female bodies?
Oh, I don't know. Anything that doesn't get him labeled a creep? Like texting a friend or texting his mom or watching the game or scrolling TikTok? I mean, women are constantly telling men to keep their eyes off of them at the gym. Yet every so often there's a woman that is offended by him not paying attention to her. And I might get into a lot of trouble for this, but I think there is a definite undertone of this when women dress a certain way at the gym. Guys know it, and women, you know it too. But this is next level because this woman is actually bashing that man for not paying attention to a woman that is doing a workout that is making things a little bit revealing. This is exactly the sort of thing that makes men feel like they are damned if they don't, damned if they do. Which, because most men are good men, they aren't going to allow this to change their behavior. But it is really frustrating because for good men, their worst fear is being called a creep. So to then get bashed for the behavior that he's demonstrating in order to not be a creep, it's sort of messed up.
I like that. Can I taste the frosting?
This man said something so quietly that it was easy to miss, but it is so important. He has never had somebody make him a birthday cake. And while yes, he's had birthday cakes before, of course, they have apparently all been purchased. But it's not about the cake. It's not about her cake tasting better than the purchased cake. He hasn't even tasted that cake. What it is time and effort. Unfortunately, that is something that is more rare for men to come across these days. It is hard to find women that want to put in the time and effort into a man. Because women today are basically told not to do that. They are told that if you do that you will end up in a bad spot later on. But I love this interaction because it shows the truth. It shows how much a man that loves his woman will appreciate this sort of effort. It is so genuine in his smile, in his thank yous, in his compliments of the cake and the frosting. I just love it. I think we need to see more of this on social media. No one talks about how painfully boring the nice guy is after surviving a toxic man. That right there is a relationship that no good man deserves because he deserves better.
Trying to explain to a man that if a girl says to leave us alone, do anything but leave us alone. Unless it's said multiple times, but most of the time, girls just like, we want the attention. We want you to like...
Honestly, at this point, men should just be using this as a screening tool. Just wait for her to have this moment where she tells you to leave her alone and then actually leave her alone and see what happens. Because if she appreciates your respect of her boundaries, that is a green flag. But if she has the opposite reaction, she doesn't appreciate it, run. Just run. There's nothing more to it.
All I want to know is where are the blue collar men when they're not at work? Because they're rarely at the bar. They're not on Hinge. Like, I can't find them anywhere. Sometimes at Buffalo Chip, but that's about it.
They're either on their way to work and they've stopped at a convenience store, or they are just chilling at home, enjoying their peace. Also, maybe resting in bed because his entire body hurts.
My husband is gonna make burgers tonight for dinner, and I was like, what are you making with the burgers? And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, what are you making with the burgers? Is it a burger and fries? Are you making a salad to go with it? Is there fruit on the side? What's the side dish? And he's like, I'm not making a side dish. How many of your husbands do that when they make dinner? Because every time my husband makes dinner, it's just a burger on a plate, a piece of chicken on a plate. I love that I have a domesticated husband who will make dinner, but he has literally served us just a single chicken breast on a plate.
Most likely, that man was either raised by a single father, or he was single himself for a while, or he was raised by a mom that really pushed veggies on him and he hated every second of it. Honestly, a lot of sides are just fillers, especially French fries. Like, you might as well just eat another burger rather than fries. I've actually done that myself, especially from fast food restaurants where the fries are just not healthy. Also, let's not forget that that burger has veggies on it, plus some cheese for protein potentially. Also, most of you ladies don't have a leg to stand on, because can we talk about girl dinners? Your idea of a meal could be crackers, cheese, maybe some pepperoni with olives and wine. That's it.
Okay, serious question for the man. If you saw me at a gas station, would you say hey? Be honest.
Okay, serious answer for the woman. No, because he wants to keep his clean record.
I left this man alone for 5 minutes. I don't know. We don't know any of these children. I have no idea who any of these kids are. They are not with us. Who are these kids? What is happening?
This is one of the greenest flags in a man. This is the man that wants to be a husband and a father, not the man that just wants a wife and kids. Because you leave him on a beach to his own devices, and this is what you come back to. He has planned and organized with a very quick turnaround successfully an activity where all the kids are happy. This is the man that's going to be coaching his son's basketball. This is the dad that's going to be at every daughter's dance recital. And it's not to say that those are the most important things, and for dads that can't do that you're not being a good dad. But what I can tell you is that my dad is this type of dad. He was the coach, he was the Boy Scout leader, and even me as his daughter that wasn't directly coached by him like my brothers were, there was a large amount of confidence that somehow I gained from him being so active in our lives. So if you're with this type of man, do not let him go.
Honestly, he probably does not know those kids. But the fact that he was probably doing it with his kids first, and then some of the other kids was like, oh, shoot, that's cool, and he let him join in. This is the way that a lot of men are. This is how they train kids. They bring them along for the ride. Hey, come on, this is an activity. You're going to learn with me. I'm going to have fun paddling and doing whatever I'm doing, making sure I enjoy the things that I enjoy. But then also my kids just back there chilling, having a good time. But leave it up to some of these modern women, they'd be upset with that. So I got to give kudos to this woman for not bashing her husband and saying, look what my husband's doing. Look at the idea. Look at the genius of my man. We need more women like that.
Girl, I ain't trying to be mean, but before you there was me. No matter what you give it, he's gonna break your spirit. He's gonna break.
Everyone is in the comments talking about how this man looks at and holds his wife. All women want this. They want their man to look at her and to touch her just like this. But what I want women to understand is that this is the result of putting the relationship first, which a lot of women, they have a hard time with after having kids. But your husband does not want to feel like the third wheel, which does not mean that you're neglecting the kids. It just means that the kids are the third wheels.
Men fall in love with women through one thing and one thing only, and it's not.
The man goes on and says that it's not loyalty and it's not physical intimacy. It is respect. And this is not the first time that this has been talked about. But unfortunately, there's a lot of women that have a hard time not only understanding this, but actually practicing it. And I think that it has a lot to do with it not being modeled to her as a child or young adult. If you are a wife or a mother or a co-parent and you're demonstrating disrespect, you're openly disrespecting the other parent in front of your child, that is going to play out into your daughter having a difficult time respecting the man that she's with. with, which means she's going to have a hard time finding a man to fall in love with her. And side note, this is exactly why a man will say that he is attracted to a feminine woman. It is because feminine women typically respect their man, and they just know how to portray that to him. But let me know what you guys think.
It's been 30 minutes. I tried to call him. I tried to text him. I haven't gotten an answer. So I don't really know what to do. Hey. What are you guys doing?
Yeah, we're at the playground right now. Why, what's up?
So I got stood up.
Oh, jeez.
And he kind of said something that really kind of just me up. And I really just kind of want my kids. If maybe you would bring the kids to come and I can just do it with them instead.
Let me call Mom and let her know what's going on, because I think they'd enjoy kayaking, but I still need to ask them or let them know. So.
Okay, just let me know.
Alrighty.
Alright, thanks.
I'll let you know what's going on.
Alright, thank you. Alright, bye.
I have to say that her ex-husband is pretty calm, cool, and collected over this call. Because the reality is that she just called her ex-husband because she was rejected. Her solution to that was to reach out to him and emotionally dump and then ask for her kids. I don't think that's okay, and here's my reasoning. It's very similar to the friend zone. The woman gets to emotionally dump, ask for that emotional support. She gets the attention, she gets the niceness. But what does the man get? Does the man get any of his needs or wants or desires of the relationship from her? Nope, and that is what's unfair. Just because you share kids does not mean that you need to emotionally support your ex. But I think that a lot of guys fall into this. And I guess in the early stages, it's somewhat natural that you're trying to figure out the boundaries. That's fine. But women cannot expect men to do this for years because he needs to fill that space with somebody else. He should be putting the efforts towards somebody else. He is not just going to sit in some twisted version of the ex friend zone.
I was walking by a bunch of bars and I heard these guys outside spilling tea to each other. This one guy was so giddy because he's in a new relationship or something. He's like, yeah, she's so cute. She's so pretty. And they're like, oh man, you're in love. You're in love. He's talking about how she has the best smile. And his friends were giggling. They were giggling like little girls. Did guys do this? They were like so happy for him. Like, well, she's not like Amanda at all. Who's Amanda? I want the tea. He's like, yeah, she showed up to my house with wine and a charcuterie board. Bro, you actually value this girl for coming over with cheese and crackers?
Absolutely, men can get giddy over the right woman. And for sure, what you ladies don't understand that a man's friends group are way more supportive than even women. Like, women get jealous, and men, that doesn't happen. Men will get motivated before getting jealous. And lastly, it is not about the cheese and crackers. It is about the effort. And if on top of that, she's attractive and she has a good personality, yeah, that man is going to be giddy.
I'm shooting my second shot of the night. I'm not getting discouraged. I'm just going to keep shooting. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, excuse me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt your conversation. I saw you from back there.
Yeah?
I actually thought you were so gorgeous, and I'd be so mad at myself if I didn't come up.
Oh, you're not gay?
What? So
You're not gay?
I'm not gay.
Oh, you're kind of twinky.
Why would you say that?
I'm sorry. I was just like, the first thought that came to my head was that you were kind of really twinky.
So
I didn't think that you would like swing that way.
Oh.
This just goes to show that you can be super respectful, super kind, super complimentary, well put together, but you can still run into a woman that diabolically takes your self-confidence and crumples it like a piece of paper. So when women say, oh, the worst thing that can happen is she says no, it's not. This is way worse. This will pull so many things into question for that poor guy. He treated her so respectfully and he deserved at least that back.
Come here.
What? What is that? Oh, it smells delicious.
I made it from scratch, the whole thing.
Should I? Oh, it's a cake. No one's ever made me a cake.
Are you serious? I'm gonna cry. Are you serious?
I've never had a cake made before.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I've always had birthday cakes, but not a birthday cake made for me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Whoa.
Apparently, men never know when you're flirting with them. Is that true?
Yes, this is true because let's be honest, ladies, we do not make it that obvious. I mean, obvious to a man would be literally saying the words, I like you, can you take my number or can I have your number? But I know, ladies, you're not gonna do that because you're too afraid of rejection. I get it. But at the very least, you could work on being a bit more obvious because how many times do we see a woman actually avoid eye contact, look down to the man that she's interested in? And then she'll be all talkative and making full-on eye contact the entire time with a man that she's not interested with. And how many times do we hear women say, just because I give you a compliment doesn't mean that I want you? Or just because I'm nice to you doesn't mean that I want you. And if you think that I want you because I'm being nice to you, you're a creep. This is why men just can't win. And they generally usually don't guess right. And they've gone through that experience. So they kind of wait for it to be extremely obvious. They're waiting for women to actually say the words that they're interested in them. The other huge part of this for good men is that even if it's not a woman that would call them a creep or be mean to them, they still don't want to inadvertently make a good woman, a nice woman that is just being genuine. He doesn't want to make her uncomfortable. That is absolutely the very last thing that that man wants to do to a good woman.
The double standard for women is getting absolutely out of hand and disgusting. I just saw a post that was like, how to keep your man humble. And it listed out a bunch of things like give him one-word answers when he texts you, give your dog more attention than you give him, casually compare him to other men. And I understand there's going to be a small level of manipulation in every relationship, which is fine. But then a man responded in the comments and said, I'm going to do this to my girlfriend. Mind you, the original post had like 50,000 likes. And then the women went ballistic on this guy saying, you're so hateful. How could you ever do this to a woman? What makes you think this way? Ladies, look at the post that you originally liked. And this is the problem. If you can't play the game that you're not willing to lose, don't start.
To all conservative women, your men don't want you. They want us. And how sad that is for you, because I cannot imagine basing my entire life, my belief system, my family planning, all around trying to get men to be attracted to me, and it's still not working. It is a known stereotype that men on dating apps hide their political views. It's not to try to attract conservative women, though. Videos explaining this are a dime a dozen on this app, coming from conservative men themselves, because they see liberal women as more of a challenge. Do you get what that means? They're saying you're easy.
Saying to any particular group of women that your men don't want you, they want us, it's honestly weird. It's giving jealousy. It reminds me of how a mistress will get off on a man choosing her over his wife. Which is funny when all of the women in the comments on that video are commenting that conservative women are the pick-me's. Ladies, newsflash, attention on dating apps is not the gold standard for women that are looking to marry someone and to start a family with someone. I think you should consider that there is a chance that men are on dating apps not exactly looking for their wives. Some are, but they're not the ones giving you that attention. Trust me.
These women are continually getting pumped and dumped at a record pace, at warp speed. And then for some reason, like she was saying, for some reason, they'll get online and brag about getting your cheeks clapped and left. That's not an accomplishment.
The man actually knows what he's doing because he knows other men. It's the exact same reason why pickup basketball works for men, but it would never work for a women's league. It's also why when I want to get a haircut, I have to book out 3 months in advance at least, whereas my husband, he will do same day, maybe same hour call and get in. And my true feelings on that is that I'm a little envious.
Girl.
What happened to the other one?
Get rid of it.
Got rid of it?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Get rid of it. So you can give me one.
You paid $500 for a new grill?
Yeah.
But the other one was like good. It works still.
So this is bigger. And now we got some meat.
Meat?
Take a circle.
Wait, well, how'd you pay for this?
It doesn't matter.
The way that she paid for it was by putting it on his credit card. She literally put him in debt and then asked him to start grilling. So of course this man had a less than excited reaction. Because imagine your gift was a replacement of something that you actually liked and you were forced to pay $500 against your will.
The last thing he wants to do, the last thing he's doing is cooking. The last thing he's thinking about doing is cooking right now. You know what? I appreciate the sentiment. I appreciate the consideration, but this is kind of in the same vein as the woman who planned out this extravagant birthday party, these activities for her fiance, her then fiance, until they broke up. And they were all things that she wanted to do. So it was what she bought it so that she did all of these things so that she could enjoy it. And so now this woman buys a grill with his credit card. He don't even know about it. Now he's got to cook and figure out while he's cooking how to work himself back out of debt. Oh, God. These women, man. These women.
I was on a date last night and I wasn't doing well. And I know that because she kept telling me I wasn't doing well. And I was like, I'm sorry, I just get really nervous around beautiful women. And there's one sitting directly behind you, and it's very distracting.
I only have one word for this, and that is diabolical. I feel like as a woman, you can't even be mad at this, because what do you think the response is going to be when you're literally on a date and you're telling the man in front of you that he's not doing well? Because in a man's eyes, he's going to think that this is over anyways. You know, like he might as well pick up his ego a little bit and give you something smart back. Whereas I swear to God, women think that this will be motivation for the man to like turn things around and really try harder. This is exactly why I always say the best thing that you can do if you're really interested in a man and you want things to go well, to punt in effort. Because men are not used to that. They are used to giving all throughout the early dating stages. So when a woman gives back some amount of effort, that is a huge sign to him that you're interested in him. Which is why doing the opposite of that, which would be no effort, sitting back, critiquing, that is a total turnoff to a man.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but if a man offers a walk, a coffee, or a hike for a first date, he does not value you, or he's cheap, or broke, and he's not dateable. But if you accept, you've got low self-esteem, and you got to work on that. Well, you might be wondering, what do I do if a man offers a hike, a coffee, a walk for a first date? And the answer is simple: ignore. Ghost.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but just remember, ladies, single women like to keep other women single. I said what I said.
I like your bike.
I'm sorry, what?
I said I like your bike.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I thought you were really cute. I was wondering if you would mind taking me for a ride sometime.
Ooh, I'm sorry, I would, but I have a girlfriend right now.
Not if you don't tell her.
I'm sorry, I don't know what gave you the impression that I was that kind of guy, but that is not me.
I mean, just one time. It's not like you have to tell her.
No, that's not me. I'm sorry.
I mean, if you don't think I'm cute, you can just say that.
Okay, I don't really think you're cute.
You. I don't think you're cute.
Even if this is a skit, guys, this is a very real situation that does happen to men. Because let's face it, women do not take rejection well. That man could have just potentially been really in an uncomfortable position. And he was trying to handle being nice to this strange woman while still respecting his relationship. But what's really interesting about this video in particular is in the comment section, where a lot of women came in and they gave their opinion. And that opinion was that if they were his girlfriend, they would be pretty upset. Because apparently he said the wrong words. He said, "I'm sorry, I have a girlfriend." Apparently all accountability for poor behavior by that woman throwing the water at him and insulting him is just out the window. Do you guys remember the viral video of the woman that was ending her marathon? Like she was almost to the finish line and then her kids came running at her and the dad was like behind the gate and he allowed the kids to go running towards her. And then she like ignored them and kept on running. And then everyone started stitching that video and started hating on the dad for allowing the kids to go run towards the mom and like ruin her moment. Yeah, well, if you didn't remember, I'm reminding you. There is a clear double standard here. All in all, I think that it is the sweetest thing to watch this video of this child running towards his dad. But then it also makes me think, what is it that doesn't allow us to feel that same way when the kids are running towards the mom? I think it's sweet. And I just think looking back that that dad shouldn't have received so much hate.
This father had one job. Literally one job. Watch the kids for a few hours. Why couldn't he and the kids meet her after the finish line? Not before. This was her moment, and that's why he did.
If you guys missed my last video, this is exactly the video evidence of the double standard that I was talking about. I'm not even saying that the mom did anything wrong or that the dad did anything right when he picked his little son up at the end of his race. What I am saying is that when the mom is running and finishing her race and the dad allows the kids to go forward, there was an automatic assumption that the father was trying to ruin the mother's moment. Side note, come to find out, the mother had actually told the father to let the kids run up to her at the end, but that was without her realizing that she was going to be in first place. And then when it came down to it, when she was about to win first place, that is when the plans changed, but she couldn't communicate that to her husband. She was finishing the race. So it was just a miscommunication. The husband did not mean to ruin her moment. And the wife had to come on later on onto social media and actually explain that. She did not expect all of the hate for her husband. Whereas in the other video where the father is about to cross the finish line and his son comes running and he picks him up, there's no assumption or accusation in the comments that the mother was doing something wrong, that she had just one job. And that is with me understanding that there was a difference, right? The father was about to cross the finish line and he didn't have anyone behind him. Whereas when the mother was about to finish the race, she had somebody right next to her and she was about to win first place, which she did. Again, my point is not that the mother chose to do something wrong over the father. I'm talking about how everyone else is seeing the scenario. Everyone is hating on the man that was behind the scenes in the woman's video, but no one is hating on the woman that's behind the scenes in the man's video. That's it. That's my point. If you guys agree or disagree, let me know.
So I think a lot of people are talking about essentially, well, this is two different things because she actually has people on her trail, whereas the man, and as you can see right here, there's people clearly on her trail, whereas the man, there ain't nobody in sight. He's looking back, as you can see right there. He's looking back, and ain't nobody coming at all. He turns his head for a brief moment, and he's looking back. Nobody. They ain't coming. So I get it from that standpoint, but from the standpoint of the argument is this is her moment. Essentially, what they're saying is, as you can see right there, he's looking back. Yeah, he's looking back to see if there's anybody there. See if I can zoom in. Y'all see that? He's looking back. Right? So I get it from that perspective, right? Two different things in that regard, but that's not the point of the argument. The point of the argument is that he was trying to ruin her moment. In the video where the woman's crossing the line, they're saying that the man is intentionally trying to ruin the woman's moment. He's trying to step in and make it about him instead of the moment being about her. And that's the double standard. Instead of allowing the man in this clip to come across the finish line with his hands up and celebrate, she does something sweet, as anybody would probably think, and releases the kid. Now I understand, well, there's nobody coming, yada, yada, yada. We get it. But just as you released the kid to come see him before he crossed the finish line, you could have waited those three more seconds, literally 5 to 10 more seconds, for him to cross the finish line and have the kid run to him and let him have his moment. I mean, heck, you could have let him cross the finish line, catch his breath, run over there and hug him. But like his 30 seconds of just a moment to himself, and you come running over there to congratulate him. You could have done that. But when it comes to a woman, my point is, it wouldn't have mattered if she would have been in this same position and the kids ran out. It wouldn't have mattered. If she didn't have nobody behind her, they would have been like, why is it that you allow this man or you allow these kids to run out and meet her? Let her have her moment. You had one job. It would have been the same. That's the double standard. When you send the kids, a man he's expected to take it in stride. And he did. He looked back to make sure, because I guarantee you, if he would have looked back and the kid would have been sent out there and he'd be like, what are you doing? Then all of a sudden, all over the internet would have been, oh, well, you're not grateful. Red flag, leave him. It's just a race. You can do more. You can do another race. You can train. Family's more important. That's what it would have been. That's the double standard.
I told my husband I wanted a divorce. And this would probably shock a lot of my friends and my family because I hadn't told anybody. I have been searching for something in my relationship that we don't have for the whole time we've been married, which has been 10 years. There is not a single thing about my husband in and of himself that I do not love. Let me be very clear about that. He is the most self-disciplined, loyal, hardworking, good person that you could meet on this planet.
This is exactly why so many men don't want to get married. Because they could be the most loyal, hardworking, honest, good man, but then they end up divorced. That is scary because if he's literally doing nothing wrong, then what can he fix? But here this man is. He's already doing everything. What's even worse is that this has been going on in her head for 10 years. He probably had no clue. And then she'll give him 6 months to somehow fix it after it's been going on for more than 10 years. It's so unfair. And this is what men mean when they say that it came out of nowhere, that they were blindsided. She blindsided him. She can't say that, well, she told him 6 months ago that it was a problem and it needed to be fixed, and then they end up in divorce, and then she claimed that she didn't blindside him. You did blindside him.
What my expectations are for my marriage and what they always have been are not met, right? Which I don't know if anybody's are. The reason that pushed me to even bring up divorce and talk about it was the fact that I feel like I can't be myself with my husband. We're coming up on our 10-year anniversary. We're going to Mexico, to Cabo, for our 10-year anniversary trip. And we're rewriting our vows. We never wrote vows in the first place. We didn't have vows when we got married. And I'm struggling to write my vows, like to write a vow. And I think that's because I still feel very unsure in our relationship. The one thing that we finally talked about this past week together, because it's just been something that since we kind of talked about it and I brought it up and we committed to change and we committed to working on our relationship, I started my own business. He quit his job. Roles have changed. Life has been crazy. And we just haven't come back to talking about this subject. And I brought it up again because I'm like, I'm going to be honest with you, like writing these vows is hard. I don't feel like we're any closer. I don't feel like anything has really changed since I brought this up 6 months ago, 9 months ago, whatever. And I want to work on our relationship. Like at the end of the day, of course, I could get a divorce and try to go find the love that I'm craving with somebody else. But that's going to come with its own hardships, its own complications, and ones that I'm not willing to take on, right? I love Ryan. He is the best father. Okay.
If you're a woman in a marriage having these feelings, you need to take accountability. Because that man is a good man and she claims that she loves every single thing about him. She says that he's not doing anything wrong. Because the problem here is that she is putting on the responsibility of her feelings on him. If she cannot pinpoint and communicate what it is that he's doing wrong in the relationship, then she needs to figure out why she's having these feelings. And I'm going to tell you, there is a high likelihood that it doesn't have anything to do with him. She is, however, willing to take a nice trip to Cabo and renew their vows. Make it make sense.
Wow, babe. This looks so good. You did such a good job.
This is so true because men are actually pretty simple and they just want to be appreciated. Could you imagine what would have happened if this was a man putting his feet all over a woman's back at a game and like pushing into him? There would have at least been 10 bystanders involved, pulling him back, holding him until the police got there. The police would not have been so gentle, and he would have been walked out in handcuffs. And I think we all know that a woman wouldn't be as calm, cool, and collected as a man would if this was her getting his feet all over her back. But I do absolutely commend that man for staying so calm and cool and collected, because that is real restraint that has been learned. Like, that man knows the consequences for having any sort of negative reaction. That man is a smart cookie. He knows the double standard and he is just living and doing what he needs to do to keep himself protected. Remember that, guys.
Okay, wait, I'm so pissed off. I just got home from a date. The guy walked out literally 10 minutes into our date. If you're a straight man, I need your opinion on this desperately because I think I'm right and clearly he thinks that he's right. So we matched on Hinge and I have really good photos of myself on Hinge. A few of them are AI generated. They look exactly like me. While we were out on our coffee / like walking date, within like the first 15 minutes, he asked me where one of my photos was taken. I'm not a liar, so I said that it was an AI generated photo. And he said, yeah, I don't think we're a match. And he left. That seems so dramatic to me. And also, like, everyone is using AI generated photos. If they look like you, who cares? The ones I use with Dreamlands look exactly like me. They're not like the crappy ChatGPT ones. So what is the difference? Who cares? I don't know. If you're a straight man, let me know. What do you think?
The truth is that it doesn't look exactly like you. So most straight men will consider this as false advertising. And they just don't like it. You know, it's like giving your hopes up right here and then you just like drop down to here once you actually meet the girl. And on top of that, even though you're being honest at that point, like, you weren't really being honest in the profile. So that level of dishonesty in itself is unattractive. What I think is kudos to him because he was being open and honest. He ended the date when he knew it wasn't going to go anywhere. And I think that's what dating should be. You shouldn't be wasting each other's time.
I think being evil to men is an underrated art form. One of the evil things I like to do to men is go on like a Hinge rampage and match with just like a bunch of guys on Hinge like late at night on like a Friday or Saturday night and get them all like riled up, right, to the point where they're all like, come over. And then to all these different men, I'm just like, yes, send your address, like literally on my way. And then just like never showing up. And then I wake up to like all these messages in the morning like, where are you? Are you coming? And then I just unmatch them.
This does not bother men the way that you think it does because they are conditioned fishers. They know that when they throw out a line, they're probably only going to get 5 to 10% back. Even when the fish is hooked for a minute, like, they know that most likely that fish is going to get itself off. But the reason why she thinks that this would bother him so badly, it's because that's what bothers women. Meanwhile, the stuff that men go through, this doesn't even come close to that. Maybe if you spend years with a man and he invests in you while you're emotionally detaching and then you discard him like he's nothing, that's the sort of thing that men go through.
So you really decided to take me out on a date to Subway?
Yes.
Do you not have money for something nicer? I thought we were gonna go do something else, not this.
I do have money.
I just don't have high faith in you.
Why would you say that?
I feel like you're in it for the money and not for me.
Of course I'm in it for the money.
See, that's why I brought you to Subway. To see what your true character was.
You wanted to see what my true character was by taking me to a rundown place like this. I got dressed this morning. I got up and I got ready and I took a shower and I did all the basics just to come somewhere nicer.
If you guys are not doing this, even if you have plenty of money, you are missing out on the opportunity to clear your date of the biggest red flag. Because if a woman likes your personality and she's attracted to you, she is not going to care how much money you spend on the first date. At the very least, maybe she doesn't like the food, but she will not verbalize it. Because she likes you. If she doesn't like you, she may not make that obvious if she's getting nice things from you, but she will make that obvious if she's not getting nice things from you. So guys, do not miss out on the opportunity. Take her to Subway. I mean, if you like Subway.
If a girl's body count being high is a red flag, then a guy's bank account being low is a red flag. Don't be mad at me.
Except that one is materialistic and the other one is an indication of morals and beliefs and emotional availability. And I'm not the one that said this originally, but his bank account can go up and your body count can't go down.
I'm sorry. What is that?
This is the smoked salmon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I still want to eat it. Cause like I bit the onion. I bit the onion. It doesn't. You can't just bite it.
Honestly and truly a miserable existence. Bro, I'm not telling you to leave her. I'm just saying there are some things, especially posting this video, that she probably needs to work on. And if she watches this video back with critique and correction from you, maybe she'll see, oh, wait a minute, I shouldn't be acting like that. And I shouldn't be proud to act that way either.
I gotta be honest, this is like one of the top worst nightmares of a girlfriend for a man. Because that man is not going to be able to do anything right when it comes to this territory, right? Another woman speaking to him in front of his girlfriend and she's not super friendly to his girlfriend. That is just not going to be okay with that girlfriend ever. For that man, if he continues that relationship down the line, that's not going to get better. That's going to probably get worse or at least stay the same. He's not going to be able to have any female friends for sure, and he's not going to be allowed to talk to strangers without having some sort of emotional damage to his girlfriend. That is just exhausting.
Does it hurt for dudes to keep going once it's over?
Hurt?
Yeah.
It never hurts.
What does it feel like then?
It's intense. I don't know. It's not like painful though.
Okay, does it hurt like hurt as in like a different term? Like, you know?
I would say it's like I don't know. It's just an intense feeling. I don't know how else to put it. It doesn't hurt though. But every time, yeah.
What do you mean every time?
Like if we keep going, that intense feeling happens every time.
Okay, so you think most dudes would agree that it doesn't hurt?
It doesn't hurt, but it's intense and you like still want it to.
It's not a bad feeling of
No, but it can be so intense that like you have to stop it so that let me like breathe for a second.
That man's face says it all. He was surprised, happy, proud, but then he was also somewhat slightly disappointed that he wasn't dressed up, that like she shocked him and he didn't have the opportunity to go back and also get in costume. Like he would have loved it. It was a little bit of a missed opportunity.
So I just found out that I'm not hot. And this was based on a really humbling experience where I'm trying to get 4 men together to help me move a really heavy object from point A to point B. Not a far point A to point B either. And I can't do it. It can't be done. I'm in hell. I've tried for days, texting every man I know. Can you please come help me move this heavy thing? It's a piece of granite, by the way. I think we can use that as a gauge. Number 1, can you get a group of men to help you move a heavy object from point A to point B? Number two, how far can you get them to move it? Because what I need is a piece of granite moved about 15 feet. Cannot gather 4 men to do that. Oh, I can't. I'm going to be hungover that day. Oh, I can't. Football is on. Wah. Number one, they don't make men like they used to. Because how come nobody wants to be helpful? Little helpless old me? You want me to pick up the granite slab? Why? You're not being helpful. Number two, I need to level up.
I'm sorry, but this is not telling of how hot you are. This is telling of how many men that you've placed in your friend zone. And it sounds like they all exited themselves without you even realizing. Because if you think that men are just going to give all of that effort, all of that time just because you're attractive and you're literally just sitting there and you're not reciprocating anything back, they are over that. They would rather have a true friend that they're putting effort towards, or they'd rather have somebody that's wanting to be in a real relationship with them. It's that simple. Stop trying to expect things from men when you're giving them literally nothing back.
Well, I think you're only looking at it from one side of the floor. You know, if you realized how rude some modern women are to men and how they treat them, it's not just about looks. It's about how you treat men. It's about being nice. It's about being grateful, showing gratitude. If you start showing these things on a regular basis, oh, and by the way, just being a normal person, a good person, you'll see that men will actually start to help you and you'll make a better video next time.